Are you feeling chaotic? Do you think shit has hit the fan? If you are feeling like all these crazy emotions and keep thinking, oh my gosh, there is so much chaos, you want to listen to this video because I'm going to shift your perspective on what chaos is and help you really like transmute and change that chaos to creation. So stay tuned. Hey Thrivers, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome to the Thriver family. I'm Marian Valenza, and on this channel we talk about money, mindset, and manifestation. Manifestation, not my boobs, manifestation, and more. All right, if you like all that stuff, definitely hit that subscribe button and click on the notification bell because we post videos every Tuesday and Thursday. All right? And if you want more stuff about like manifestation, spirituality, all that stuff in short form content, definitely check out YouTube Shorts and my TikTok. Like there, follow me on TikTok. I post like 3-4 times a day. Yeah, I know, super active. All right, so now let's get to it. Chaos to creation. So before I dive into that, I want you all to know that the origin of the word chaos comes from the Greek word chaos with a K, chaos, K-H-A-O-S. And it's not actually what we think of right now. So when we think of chaos, people think bad, chaos is bad. It's just like mayhem and just all these things. It's a bad thing, right? Like when you talk to someone, you ask them if, is chaos good? They're like, no, chaos, it needs to be neat and orderly. This actually has really shifted. And I want you to really think about this because the origin of the word chaos doesn't mean that. It actually means abyss. It means the void. Yeah. And if you have been following me for a while, I talk about the void. The void, think of this, the void is the blackness of the universe. It is the womb. Think of the void as that blackness, that darkness that surrounds a seed in the soil. That void is actually where a lot of seeds can grow. That's actually where you can quantum leap in your manifestations, but you have to change your perspective. Oftentimes when you are manifesting a huge change in your life, guess what? Things have to break down. Chaos is actually part of the process. So surrender to it, don't fight it, because through that destruction, through that void, when you're in this void, you can create something new, something even better, something that you probably never even thought of. And that's the beauty of it, right? So here are some steps and tips that I'm going to share with you. This is the things that I have done and continue to do so that we can shift and really see chaos as part of the process and even a blessing. So now that you know that you can shift your perspective and know that chaos actually is not necessarily bad, right? That's something that is relative. That's a perspective that we can change. So maybe start saying an affirmation. There's one that I learned from Heather from Activation Vibration. She's amazing. Is everything works out best case scenario. Everything works out for me best case scenario. I'm gonna give her credit because that's where I got it from. And it's true, like it can always work out. What we tend to do as humans, most people, when we see something, we always look at, oh, this is all the worst things that can happen. But when you really think about it, all the best things can happen too. So shift your focus to that. Another tip that I really want you to let this sink in is that change isn't bad. Change is actually the only constant. And if you keep fighting change, that's where there's going to be so much like friction. Instead of allowing it to happen, leaning into it and surrendering to it instead of fighting it, when you let that go and just like, you know what, I'm open to all the new possibilities, I'm open to all the new ideas, and you open yourself up mentally, in your heart, and energetically, you will be so surprised at the wonderful ideas and opportunities that come. Because it's like this, from an energetic standpoint, when you open yourself up, let's say you are manifesting, you're like, this is what I'm calling into my life. And think of it as the universe handing something to you. When you give something to someone, what do they have? Open hands, right? But when you are resisting, you are actually saying, yes, please give it to me, but your hands are like locked in a fist. When you surrender and open up, you open and be like, yes, I'm open to receiving. So here's another tip. See the opportunities instead of the limitations, right? When things are in chaos, right? So you think, oh, it's fragmented. Think of it as this, think of yourself as a seed, and that chaos is that void, right, in the soil. And I heard this actually many times from Abraham Hicks, is that a farmer doesn't plant a seed one day and the next day expect it to bear fruit. It's not like, okay, here, and then tomorrow they're like, all right, come on, where's my fruit? Like, come on. We know that you have to nurture it. And a lot of things are happening underneath the soil that you don't even see, right? For a long time, you can't see what's happening until it starts sprouting. That's the same concept. So you may not be able to see it. In the void, there's a lot of things happening. There's chaos happening. But through that, see the opportunities, see the end, right? The end goal that you have. Like through this, you see yourself maybe and your dream job, or your business is working with this big brand, or you're in your ideal relationship. Focus on that. Focus on the good. Focus on that. And from there, that's when the creation starts happening. That's when your seed starts getting nurtured, and starts growing. You have to nurture it. That's that seed, right? And from that seed bears fruit so much. So that's what creation is. So this is it's a different change in perspective, right? Next time things are going crazy or you think things are chaotic, shift your perspective on it. And when you do, you'll start seeing this as an opportunity for change. And things have to fall apart so that they can be rebuilt or grow into something completely different that serves you better. The last tip that I want you to remember is that take it one step at a time. And this is advice that I always give myself because I have to remember this in times. I'm a planner and I really, really think, right? And it's this balance of knowing your end result and not getting overwhelmed by maybe all the steps, or you think, oh my gosh, I have to do so many things. Have that in mind, and at the same time also know that one step will lead to another. Just focus on what you need to focus on for that day, right? One step at a time. And before you know it, you'll look back and be like, oh, that was me? Oh my gosh. That was such a long time ago. I do that all the time. When I see my life now, it's so completely different from even just a year ago, even a few months ago, and it's really changed since I started really doing all this work, 7 years ago. So one step at a time, and enjoy the process. Have fun in the journey, because it's all about that. And the more you have fun, the more you play with it and not take it so seriously, it lights you up and you have a different energy. And you can create from that space. Create things that light you up. From that chaos, you're creating things that bring you joy. You're creating things that you're excited about. I get excited about creating content. I get excited about filming TikToks and creating new things. That is exciting to me. So remember, shift your perspective on what chaos is. Know that it's part of the journey. See the opportunities, and then create from that place, from that higher frequency, from that joy, from that excitement. And you'll be so surprised at the beauty that you create. All right, Thrivers, remember, you can change and transform your chaos to creation. All right, and let me know in the comments below, what has been so chaotic, or what has broken down for you, but in hindsight, now you know that had to happen in order for something new or something better to arise. I love hearing these stories. I think it's so fascinating. And the more that you do it, the more you realize that's just part of the journey. It's part of the process. All right? If you love more content about manifestation, magic, all that stuff. I actually post very, very often, especially on Instagram and TikTok. Like, I go on lives on TikTok. All right, so follow me there and leave that comment below. All right, see you next time. Bye.